Last night, Fergus Ryan caught up with Gavin Noble. Gavin is one of Ireland's top professional triathletes and the favourite to win this race today. He won it last year with some ease. So let's go and see what Gavin had to say for himself and how he feels he'll go tonight.
Gavin Noble, welcome to Athlone. Favourite for tomorrow's race, how do you feel?
Well, first of all, I'm excited to be back in Athlone. I was here last year and Irish champs again, so I'm here to do a job, and I guess I'm looking forward to it.
As you say, you won last year. Have you many rivals here from last year, or who do you see as giving you the hardest time tomorrow?
Last year was a bit of a different race. Last year I was by myself for the whole way, in fact. But tomorrow there's a few guys who've improved, especially in the swim. I'm in my head when I think about the race. I'm thinking about John O'Grady, who's a new Irish guy who was a former Australian and he swims pretty good. And there's a young guy, David Green from Ulster, who's also a good swimmer. So I'm sort of thinking maybe there's going to be 2 or 3 guys who'll be with me this time in the swim. It's just it depends if they can hang on in transition.
Out of all the 3 disciplines, where do you see your strength as being?
I guess it's different when you come back and race in Ireland, because when you race internationally you have to be strong in all 3, and that's what I've tried to do over the summer. I've tried to be a swimmer, a cyclist and a runner, and a lot of people in Ireland just see me as a good swimmer, I'm afraid, and they don't really reckon that my bike can run and strong. So tomorrow I'm going to prove that I'm hoping to show people that my biking and run is still pretty good. So I can see myself coming off in the lead group as a minimum, and then I think, if I'm off in the league group, then I should be favourite to win.
Normally when you race in Ireland, they're non-draft legal races, meaning that on the bike you have to sit a certain distance behind. Tomorrow it's different, you're racing in a bunch.
Yeah.
Would you do any cycle racing as part of your preparation for that? Or is it just basically racing on the international triathlon scene that it brings tactics into play that you may not use before?
Yeah, definitely. Internationally, if you don't swim good, that's it, it's over. And definitely I think tomorrow in Ireland again, because it's an elite race, I think you'd see that those guys who don't swim good, they're going to find it hard to catch up. I'm definitely not thinking about slowing down when I get on the bike. I'm thinking about working hard and maintaining, if not increasing, the gap. I've got a lot of races this year, and if I can win, if I can get off the bike with a minute lead, it means I can run a minute slower. So I'm not really thinking about the fastest swim, the fastest bike or the fastest run. I'm just thinking about winning, and then if I win by 1 second, I've come home and then it's job done.
Just tell us, if you would, like the life of a pro athlete. This is obviously part of your preparation for some larger goals maybe during the year. How much are you training per week?
Well, the training obviously differs from where I'm at in the year and what I want to do. Winter time, obviously there's long hours and just sleeping and training. But when it comes to race season, I'm racing particularly much this year because of the international races, and I'll have to do a lot of travelling, and I guess sometimes it can be a little bit lonely, but you've got to accept that fact of life.
Is it a very long season in triathlon? Is it all year round, or you're specifically targeting certain events?
Yeah, I guess so. Internationally, the race follows the sun. It follows the sun around the world. So it starts in the summertime in Australia in January, February. I was out there in Noosa for 2 months. Went on to Japan, came back to Europe, and we'll stay the European season when it's summertime over here. And then when summer ends, we go back to Australia when the summer starts. So it's definitely a summer sport. I guess it has to be summer because we're all running around with not much clothes on. But it's a summer sport, and for me, a full-time job, and it's a way of life now. It's travelling, racing, and seeing the world.
Here's Gavin Noble. Gavin is the favourite for the race. We met Gavin earlier on. He's racing on the international scene. With Éanna McGrath. Éanna is a well-known Irish triathlete, has been racing elite for some years now, and he trains full-time in the UK. Brian Campbell, who's a multiple Irish champion. Brian we spoke to earlier on in transition as well. A very modest type of triathlete, but God, can he run. John O'Grady, an Australian newcomer to the Irish scene, but he is actually just declared for Ireland. Brian Jenkins of Limerick Triathlon, again at university in the UK and raced in the UK, getting plenty of experience over there. Junior Heffernan, 17-year-old up-and-coming triathlon star. Now, as you notice, it's getting late in the evening, the sun is low, and one of the key things is being able to sight. Tonight, with the sun in their face, that's going to be particularly difficult, and I suspect they're going to have some problems. You may notice that some of the swimmers have taken a sensible option and have tucked in behind someone in front of them. Now this is for protection against the strong current that's on the Shannon today. But I suspect that actually as soon as they turn and come back with the current, it's going to be every man for himself, and it's going to be a real sprint to the finish. It's probably about 8 to 9 minutes. There are two together. It'll be interesting to see who they are. We're watching, they're flying down here swimming with the current. And we've got a third one just in behind. Absolutely incredible swimming. Let's see who they are. There's a group, there's three in front, two behind.
That looks like Gavin Noble in the front.
It does look, it looks like Gavin. Let's see who it is. I think it's Gavin. Yes, it's Gavin Noble out first. Gavin Noble out first. They're slipping. That's one of the UK elites. Very slippy down there by the looks of it. Now these guys are going to make up the first bunch of cyclists on the road. It just shows you the huge difference between the elite athletes and the classic athletes. They're coming in now. They need to be very careful, very slippy down there. The canoeists and the marshals are there to help them getting into the water themselves. It's very, very slippy. Now, this is Tim Downing from 3D Triathlon. Very slippy down there. Tim, an excellent swimmer from Trinity College. There's Brian Campbell from Northern Ireland.
Coming back from injury.
Colin Bolger from Pulse Triathlon. Only 8 seconds separated the first 5 swimmers out of the water. Gavin Noble already has his wetsuit off. He's running down to the mount line with his bike. He's on